I don't really know what happened. It just happened so fast. He got on us, and we had a chance to win, but we just couldn't pull it out.
You've had a number of close games that you hadn't been able to pull out late. Has that been a mental block for this team a little bit, do you think?
I think so. You just got to work on the little things about finishing the game. Just stay poised, stay into the game, stay focused. Don't get so happy just because we're winning. Because Coach told us before we can be up by 14 points and just come out thinking the game's 0-0 so we can finish off well.
You had like 383 yards in the first half, but the second half you had closer to 130. You weren't clicking as well the second half. What happened?
Basically, they just went to a different scheme in defense. They got out of the cover 1 and cover 3, started playing more zone, 2-man zone, just trying to disrupt us and start throwing out some double teams out there too.
And in overtime, though, you got it back, though, because you scored on at least 3 possessions there in overtime. Did y'all feel more confident at that point?
We did. We just wanted to put the game away fast and go home. Yeah, it was tough, but they just kept coming back, too, so it was just like neck and neck, and they just pulled it off.
Vanderbilt, the next opponent last year, you had that close game against them. What do you think it'll be like going to Nashville?
I think it's going to be the same thing as last year. They have a good record this year, so they're real hyped and ready to play us. They knew they had a close game against us last year, and they could have won almost. So they're going to come in fired up and the same way.
You probably know the history of this, but if you go back to 1982, Vanderbilt's only beaten Tennessee 1 time. Is there a pride in thinking you don't want to be the team that loses to Vanderbilt?
I think so. Just like Kentucky lost last year, we don't want to lose the game we should win, so we're going to go in there and fight our tails off.
What impresses you most about Vanderbilt?
Just their fight. They play really hard, and they don't care who they're going against. They just want to play hard and make sure they can win.
What do you see from their defense?
There's like a few teams we played. They play a lot of cover 3, a lot of zone, just one high.
Who do they remind you of the most? Or what teams do they remind you of?
From this year, they play a lot like Troy, almost like. The defensive scheme is just like Troy, so we should try to take advantage of it.
Given the way last year's game ended, the pick 6, and then Coach Dooley's remarks making it onto YouTube, how fired up do you expect Vanderbilt to be for this game?
You know, they had a real close game last year, so they would be expecting to win this year. So I guess it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be neck and neck all the way.
Justin, there are a lot of players in your position that project in the NFL to go pretty early. Did you take out an insurance policy for the season like others did?
Yeah, I did. I was told I should. So, you know, anything can happen. I just hurt my leg, so I was taking into thought it can happen again anytime. So just might as well be safe.
But that's a common thing for a lot of people to do that project to be pretty high in the draft.
Yeah, I think so. What people think so.
When do you start thinking about your future as far as whether or not you come back or?
After the season. Basically, yeah, I got to focus on what's important right now to the team, so I can't get out of my clutter.
Just when you look at Vandy's corners, what do they do well? Because it seems like they've been able to stop or slow down some passing attacks.
Just basically waiting on mistakes, just like other teams do. They stay real disciplined in the coverage and the schemes. So just waiting for us to make a mistake and we can go off it.
Is there anything that you see that you feel like you guys can take advantage of? You've talked in times past that you've seen weaknesses in teams. Do you see one in this one at all?
Just how they play the defense. They play a lot of cover 1 and cover 3, so we can go attack that.
Do you think this is the best 3-game stretch Tyler Bray's had since you've seen him or since in his career? I mean, just as far as the numbers he's been putting up.
Yeah, I think our chemistry is there. He's out there practicing real good, and it shows on the field. I think he's a lot calmer than he was in the beginning of the season.
I know y'all had higher goals at the start of the season, but what would it mean to go to a bowl game after being left out last year? I mean, how much of an incentive is that for you guys?
I'm saying it'll mean a lot for especially the seniors too, and us. I know we missed it out by a game last year, so I think it'll mean a lot for the whole program.
How tough was that last December, watching the games on TV, not being able to play in one? I mean, how difficult was that experience?
It was hard because we just knew we was going to go to a bowl game. We lost to the team we haven't lost to in a long time, so I guess it was just a setback for us and made us want more.
Any more questions?
Just, I mean, you talked about the cornerback specifically, but just Vanderbilt's defense, what stands out when you're looking at them?
They have a lot of seniors, juniors. They basically wait on for you to make a mistake. So you go out there and play your hardest and be distant to your assignments. Game will change.
I just want to, y'all played Missouri last week. You saw what Texas A&M did to Alabama last week. The two newcomers, they made even more of an impact in the SEC than maybe you might have expected going into the season, or made the conference even more competitive?
I think so. I don't think a lot of people expect Texas A&M to do what they're doing now. So they got a real good quarterback, freshman coming out, running the ball like he did, beating them 1 team. So I'm really excited.
Justin, do you think, how much do you guys realize that Coach Dooley's job is on the line really with this Vanderbilt game, do you think?
We're really not thinking about it. We just think about the game ahead, just trying to get another win, trying to make it to a bowl game. So.
Does it feel different going into this game as an underdog? I mean, y'all have kind of dominated Vanderbilt over the years. Does it feel weird being an underdog to them going into this week? Or?
Nah, because a lot of people have us underdogs in a lot of games. So I think we can come up on top.
Have you guys felt the pressure increase as the weeks have gone on in the season at all, or are y'all just kind of out there, don't really pay attention to the pressure?
I know a lot of people have. I can't say that I didn't. I feel like it sometimes because, we should have won a lot of games and fans are starting to get mad and a lot of things are starting to happen. So,
all right.
Thank you, everyone.
What does it mean to win these last 2 games and kind of send the seniors out on top?
Last one.
Victory?
It's going to mean a lot for us. I know they want to go to a bowl game since some of them missed. The seniors didn't have a bowl game last year. So we're just going to try to fight for them, get them in there.
Okay.